Rise and grind, folks. Guys, I'm on the way to a brand new customer. This call just came in. Let the good faith roll in. Let's rock and roll, guys. This customer said that the heat stopped working. The only thing I know that this is a gas system. I don't know if this is a furnace or a boiler. But let's find out when we get there, guys. I'll see y'all when I get inside. Alright, guys. This is our furnace. And the customer said that this furnace was working fine up until last night. He had it set to 71, and this furnace, the thermostat was reading 62. And then all of a sudden, this morning, it turned right back on. And guys, let me show you. And of course, I took this filter out. There's no telling when the last time that was replaced, but look at this, guys. And I said this at least 1,000 times. I'll say this again. Intermittent issues can 100% get diagnosed. You just have to take it step by step and first understand what components could cause this unit to turn off and then randomly turn back on. And as you see here, he said this unit got cleaned 2 years ago, but look at this, guys. There's really no way to find out. I mean, all this doesn't accumulate within a year. It definitely took a long time, but guys, I told the customer maintenance is definitely going to be a baseline and what we're going to recommend today. But again, we recommend replacing the pressure switch on top of cleaning this unit. So we're going to throw a new switch in. We're going to clean the sensors, clean the burners. We're going to take the burner assembly out. You're going to make sure the channels are clean in between the burners, because guys, I can tell you with Trane furnaces, I don't know, this is the only brand I had these issues where over time, I want to say if you have a 90% furnace past 8 years, the channels can get clogged up, and before you know it, you're not going to have all these burners firing up. You might only have 1 or 2 firing up, and that can throw you for a loop. But on top of you guys doing maintenances on these 90% Trane furnaces, make sure you guys are pulling these burner assemblies out and get yourself a thermostat flathead screwdriver and make sure the channels are open between all the burners. But yeah, guys, this is an intermittent issue, but guys, I ran across hundreds of intermittent problems, and I'm very grateful that once these customers tell me the symptoms on top of what I see, I can definitely make quick assumptions, and most of the time, like I said, it checks out. Granted, guys, I mean, this isn't a one-size-fits-all. There could be other scenarios. You know, like I told you, I'm very familiar with these type of intermittent problems. Let's say if the customer didn't know about the hold button on the thermostat, and let's say if the thermostat was programmed at 60 degrees overnight. That's something I've seen before, but that's something that I quickly eliminated because the customer said that he was well aware of what the hold button means, and he kept the thermostat constantly at 71, 24/7. So there is no reason for that thermostat to crank the set point down without him doing it himself. So, but guys, that's enough yapping. Let me get to it. Let me clean this unit up and let's get to it here. I'll see y'all in a little bit. And we are back. Guys, I got the flame sensor cleaned, and I took the burner assembly out, and the channel was still in good condition. I didn't have to open it up or clean it. Everything was still intact. And most importantly, all the crud and buildup that was on the bottom of the assembly, I cleaned that up. And guys, before I put a new switch in, I want to test this inducer motor. Let's see here, P38. Let's see what we got here. Cool. Negative 2.45 is more than enough. Now guys, even if this thing was running, if my inducer was pulling like a 1.0 or anything below what this pressure switch is rated for, then that will lead to me to believe that either something's going on with the inducer or the vent pipe something's clogging up the vent pipe. And guys, that's another thing, especially since there's snow outside on the ground. You always want to make sure that your intake and your exhaust is clutter free of debris and snow, because if, God forbid, if it snows a lot and the vent pipe is too close to the ground, if you clog up your intake, the unit probably will still run, but it'll probably short cycle. Now, I haven't seen that, but it only takes 2 seconds, like I said, for you guys to trace the piping outside, and like I said, you can verify that everything's clutter free. So it just tripped off on error. I'm gonna turn this back on. Yep, 2.4 is well above where we need it to be. Cool. All right, guys, let me slap this switch in and let's get to it. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, we got our new switch in. Cleaned the flame sensor. Cleaned everything out. Got our new filter in. Everything's fired up. Now I'm just waiting for the fan to turn on so I can put everything back together. That is our fan. You guys see that? Cool. But yeah, guys, that's all there is to it. Intermittent issue. We found the filter dirty. We found the flame sensor dirty. We found the burner assembly full of crud, and we cleaned all that up. Got a new filter in. Basically performed the heat tune-up, and we also put in a new pressure switch, and she's rocking and rolling. And for sure, we signed this customer up for the heat and AC maintenance. So moving forward, what we'll do is in the spring, we'll call this customer and we'll make sure that the AC outside is in peak condition and make sure that's rocking and rolling before it gets hot outside. But yeah, guys, that's all there is to it. I was talking to someone about this the other day in regards to 80% furnaces versus 90% furnaces. He was telling me that, it was telling me, guys, look, everybody has their arch nemesis. It can be boilers, it can be heat pumps, it can be 90% furnaces, it can even be 80% furnaces. But the guy was telling me the other day that he hates 90% furnaces because in the wintertime, it's always an issue with water, whether it be something's clogged up or not draining properly. Guys, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you look into each and every piece of equipment, you can find one brand that can kick your ass, whether it can be an older boiler, or it can be a water heater brand, or it can be a 90% furnace. But guys, there's pros and cons to each and every piece of equipment. But guys, I can tell you right now, 90% furnaces, if it's installed properly and you keep it clean, I mean, just like any other piece of equipment, you can get the most out of it. But it takes just proper understanding on what to look for, what to expect. And like I said, guys, you go through your checklist and it's really not much to it. Now, getting to this equipment sometimes can be a pain in the ass. If you had this in the attic or, God forbid, in the crawl space somewhere, it can suck. But like I said, guys, it's not really much to it. You just have to take your time and find a good routine. And like I said, guys, you can't check off 2 or 3 things at once. Go through each and every component or procedure one step at a time. And like I said, guys, most of the time you get it, and sometimes, like I said, you won't. But let's say, God forbid, if I didn't do this and I came back tomorrow for a recall and I had to replace this, guess what, guys? I will not forget to do this again. So, like I said, guys, if you can't find the issue the first time and you go back again on a recall, you know, recalls do suck, but recalls are a great learning lesson, you know. Next time, like I said, if you pay attention to what's going on, you write it down. Like I said, if you guys are new out there, you write everything down, and guess what? Everything comes back around full circle. I might not see another 90% furnace again for the next month, or I might see these every day for the next month. But like I said, guys, everything is connected, you know, especially pertaining to heater AC, whether it be a furnace 80, 90%, a water heater 80 or 90%, or a boiler 80, 90%. Everything needs gas, everything needs electric, everything needs to be installed properly. But like I said, guys, not to go off on another tangent, it's not really much to it. Just take your time and shoot for the moon. But alright, guys, let me put the doors back on and let me clean up and get up out of here. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.